It is Thursday. It is Thirsty Thursday. It is almost the weekend. And I have a broken foot. And I need to try and hobble to my office so I can record this for you. Let's go. Hi. I know it has been a hot minute since I made any content for YouTube, and that is because I was on a content hiatus. I ended up deleting multiple accounts that I was, creating for because I got overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed and I was burnt out and I was going through a lot of crap in my life, and I just needed to step away from my mental health, and I did. I'm doing better, so we're restarting. I am handling things a lot differently than I did last time, so fingers crossed it goes well. My issue was that I was trying to do too much with not enough time in my day. I wasn't scheduling things out how they needed to be. I was trying to do everything for everyone all in one day while trying to hold a full-time job. And at that same time, I was moving states. So I was trying to move from Wyoming to Texas by myself. Because my husband had taken a job here in Texas, so he had to move down early, and I was alone for months. I was in charge of packing up the house, cleaning the house, making sure the fur babies were taken care of, working my job, doing content, all in negative-degree weather and no vehicle. It was hard. It was hard. We finally got some feet under us. We are now in a 3-bedroom house on 4 acres of property. He's working his full-time job. I'm just diving fully into content. And that's what my focus is right now. So we will see how this goes. We are back. And there's something that I wanted to touch on. I wanted to talk about the hate that a lot of female content creators get for being online. I know that sounds odd. It sounds like you're beating a dead horse. Hi, Diesel. Women get a lot of hate in their DMs. They get trolled a lot. They get harassed a lot. They get bullied a lot. They get made fun of a lot. They get teased, like whatever you want to call it. It happens a lot. Okay, and from experience, it's a daily thing. It happens on the daily. It happens with every single video that we put out there, every single photo. We're constantly criticized, and we've had to build a very thick skin very quickly. When I first came on the scene and started doing content creation back in 2020, I want to say, I was at the height of my depression. My previous marriage was failing. It was awful. I was just down. And so I thought, okay, the internet cannot be worse than my life right now. So I started trying to create content, and I started on YouTube. I was a makeup artist, and I was working for a brand, but I was also freelancing and working weddings and proms and, special events. And I had been asked to start doing makeup tutorials. And so little baby makeup artist me was like, yeah, let's go. So I tried to film little makeup artist things, tutorials, and I was very nervous. But the very first video that I ever posted online of myself, the first comment, the first interaction I got was someone telling me that it's funny. Was someone telling me that I looked like the mucus guy from the Mucinex commercials? Like at the time I was like, oh shit. Like I was like, no, this can't be happening. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of funny though. It's clever, it was funny. But that was my first interaction with a troll on the first video I ever posted online. That was fun, I guess. But I learned that I had to build a thick skin quickly because I knew that the internet was not going to be forgiving. The internet was not going to be nice. It was not going to be a safe space. And I had to be okay with that. It is what it is. People can try as hard as they want to make the internet a safe space. That's just not how it's going to be. That's not how it's going to turn out. At least not for a lot of women. On the daily, I am told how fat I am, how messed up I look. People will point out every little thing about me that they don't like, trying to poke at insecurities that I have. They will tell me I have daddy issues, mommy issues, like my husband doesn't love me, like everything under the sun. They'll call me names. I've heard every name in the book at this point in my life. For me, you can't really get under my skin anymore because it's already been done. It's old news. And frankly, y'all are not original. I know that's weird to say, but I kind of wish some of you would get creative with your insults, because I feel like I've heard all of it before, that it's not surprising at this point. And that's sad. I should not be used to those types of comments. A lot of female creators should not be used to those types of comments, but they get them every single day, and that sucks. And for me, I've actually gotten to the point where anytime a hate comment comes my way, in any capacity, it could be a comment, it could be a DM, you can be calling me a name, pointing out my body or an insecurity of some sort, trying to hurt my feelings, right? I'll read it and immediately feel sorry for them, because to me, they're projecting. That's what I've learned. The trolls that are out here that are hating on people every single day, especially women, they're projecting. They're jealous that they can't get the woman that they're being mean to. It's like grade school bullying at this point. And if they deny that claim, then they're just depressed with their life, you know? I've learned that they must have so much crap going on in their life that they are just bottom of the barrel, rock bottom depression, and they don't like being alone. So they have to try and drag somebody else down with them to make themselves feel better. They want someone to be lower than they are so that they're not alone. So every single time I'll get a nasty comment or a DM or something, my very first thing I will do is tell them that they should probably go to therapy. Not to be an asshole, but to straight up, out of concern, just be like, hey, I feel like you're projecting something here. I'm not licensed to deal with your drama. A therapist would be a best bet for you. A therapist would be probably the greatest bet for you to really work through some of this emotional turmoil that you got going on. That sounded bitchy, but listen, you started it. Now, we're gonna get real vulnerable here. I'm gonna get real personal with you, okay? Because, like I said, everything has already been pointed out to me over the course of these 5 years that I've been on the internet. So to avoid having the trolls waste their time, let me go ahead and point out all of the things that they felt the need to point out. That way, you don't have to keep doing it in the comment section. How about that? Ready? Okay. First and foremost, people love to point out my smile. People love to point out my teeth, and I understand they're not straight. They're not straight. I have an overbite. That's a thing. I have a snaggle tooth right here. My little shark tooth. A lot of people like to point out my teeth as if that bugs me. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I actually find that my smile has character. I may not be perfect, but I also don't wear veneers or braces. It's fine. Those are expensive, and I'd rather save my money because my teeth is not bothering me. My teeth don't bother me, okay? So why would I worry about it? Another thing that people like to point out is my psoriasis. Some people say that it looks like I've been on drugs or something, but it's psoriasis. Okay, there is no cure for psoriasis. It just is, all right? These flare-ups can be light, they can be heavy, bad, it can look terrible, they can crack and bleed, or they can be almost non-existent. It really just depends. But I have it all over my body, all over. So when I make content of a certain type, I tend to spend a lot of time editing the photos for that content, because at that point it kind of sells fantasy. But there's a lot of psoriasis that I try to filter out and edit out of pictures and content as much as I can. But it's everywhere. I'm not insecure about it. I just know that people don't like it, so I don't show it in their face, I guess. First of all, yeah, I have psoriasis on my face. It sucks. It's like right on my forehead. And then I have it up here by my ears. It's inside my ears. I have a spot like right here on my cheek that started popping up, so that's annoying. I have it on this side too. This is starting to flare up with psoriasis. Same with the ears and behind my ears. It's all in my scalp. It's on my arms. That looks fun, huh? It is on my stomach and under my chest. Like, that's so fun. It is on my back. And it is down my tushy, but I can't show that on here for you guys. It's all down my thighs, my legs, it's even on the tops of my feet. Like, I have psoriasis everywhere, everywhere. It's a pain in the ass, literally, but I deal with it. It's something I have to live with on the daily, and it just is what it is. I've had it since I was like 18 years old, okay? Trust me, it's not contagious, it just looks bad, promise. I know that there's medication for it before you tell me. I already know. I've done the topical, I've done the light therapy, I've even done the injections. I've done Skyrizi, but the problem is that my insurance doesn't cover Skyrizi and the injectable medications, and those are the only things that work for it. So I kind of have to go without because they are pricey AF, and I am not rich. I'll just put that out there. Psoriasis is a thing, we live with it. Learn to love it, okay? Another thing that I get a lot is people commenting about my weight. That is such old news, man. Why is that still being used? It's 2025. Be original. Find something else to bitch about than a woman's weight. Oh my God. I get called a cow. I get called fat. I'm told to eat salads. I'm told to work out. Like, people just are not happy with my size. And frankly, I ain't here to please you like that, so shut up. Even when I had lost a ton of weight and was at the smallest I'd been nearly ever since my childhood, even then I still wasn't skinny enough for people. And I had lost a ton of weight. I had lost like 30 pounds in a span of like a couple months. I dropped a bunch of weight, my curves were still there, I was wearing the smallest size in clothing I've ever worn, and even my chest lost weight, okay? My chest went down some sizes in the cups. I was able to wear a double D bra. It was a little snug, but I was able to pull it off, okay? I was able to wear a double D. Now, no. Now 2 double D cups won't even fit one, you know what I'm talking about? I'm a double H. It's just, we live with it, okay? Love your body. Love your curves. Don't let anybody try and harass you about your weight. It's so dumb. There's so many factors that go into somebody's weight, okay? Trying to assume that they're just like lazy or fat or try and make them insecure about how they look is old news. It's so overdone, it's so overplayed, and frankly, every single time that someone uses that as an insult or to try and hurt somebody's feelings, I laugh because I think, wow, damn, how new are you to this? How new are you to the internet? Really? How pathetic to try and throw that in somebody's face at this point in time, in this day and age. In fact, I get called fat so often that I actually had someone buy me cow lingerie for content. Really played into that for them. They were so obsessed with it, I had to. I figured that's what the public was wanting. You're a cow, you're so fat. Sure, let me give it to you. They loved it. Hi, my baby. Say hi, Happy. She came to see mommy. She doesn't want to be with mommy anymore. I've just had people come at me sideways about the way that I look all the time, and I frankly believe it's just because I'm a female on the internet and they think that they can get away with it. I really don't see a lot of male creators getting that type of hate under their videos. Not like that. I think that men think that women are the more vulnerable species when in reality, they're not. If you're a female on the internet doing content creation full time, you don't give a fuck what these little bitches have to say. Sorry, that was mean. That was mean. You don't care what these little boys have to say about you, because real men that are worth noting in this life do not speak to a female the way that some of these little boys do. Is that still mean? I don't give a fuck. The trolling is always going to be there, but I just want you all to know that you look pathetic when you do it. I just want you to know that. You're embarrassing yourself, really. And I am that person that if you do leave a hate comment under my content, or you send me a DM being disrespectful in any manner, I do pull out the FBI side of me. Your family will know of everything that you say on the internet. You're welcome. I have no problem sending screenshots to your family of how you act on the internet. If you're so proud to talk down to women and be so degrading and disrespectful to them online, then I'm sure your wife and kids have no problem seeing what you truly say, right? How you truly are to strangers on the internet. Sure, they won't be embarrassed to have you in their life at all. That's all I have for today. I will catch you up on other happenings next week when I have, I don't know, more things happen in my life, more topics I wanted to discuss. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. If there's a topic that you want me to touch on or something you want to discuss, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. You can also DM me if you wish on any of my other platforms, and I will put it on the schedule and we'll see what happens. I'll give you my 2 cents into the topic. We're still figuring this out, and it's okay. Have a good day.